The best, worst podcast you've ever heard. And now, The Ronnie and Bo Show, brought to you by Prescott Realty.
Oh, man, back for another edition of Ronnie and Bo.
Yes, it's the Ronnie and Bo Show.
I don't think we've been anywhere, but it seems like we haven't been together for at least a week or so. But,
I know.
Maybe it's just because we're so busy.
Yeah, that's probably it. It's time to put on a show,
Yeah,
Bo.
yeah.
We got the song, we got the dance, we got monkeys in the underpants.
Hey, wait a minute. And we have a sponsor.
We do.
Ronnie and Bo Show brought to you by Prescott Realty.
Yeah, they are specialists in their field. And just to clarify on that,
what does that mean?
At any given moment, a real estate agent is out there in the field trying to help people buy or sell. Sometimes it's a house, sometimes it's an apartment, sometimes it's commercial real estate, sometimes it's just a plot of land, sometimes it's someone that's a millionaire. Other people, it's a single mom, and every facet of real estate's kind of different.
Yeah.
And so, if you needed work on your heart,
right,
you're going to go to
need a realtor,
heart doctor.
What? Oh, you want a specialist?
Yeah, you do. You're not going to go to a foot doctor for a heart problem.
Oh, that's true. That's a good point.
And so Prescott Realty, they actually specialize in these different facets. So
I'm beginning to follow. I'm beginning to understand. Richard Hanna is a custom home site sales in Williamson Valley specialist.
Right.
So anybody can buy a house, anybody can sell a house.
Right.
But if you want to custom build one, you need to talk to Richard Hanna at Prescott
He's got
Realty.
the lots.
So he's an example of one of the specialists they have.
Exactly. And hang on there till the end of the episode, and we'll tell you about the other specialists that they've got. But you can give them a call at 928-499-8700, and they can help you out. We guarantee it.
That sounds good. So, I don't know how we're coming along, how we're progressing on this show.
I don't either.
Except for the fact that I know we keep coming up with different bits. Is that what you call them? Bits?
Yeah, I think
segments.
I think that's it. We've got some sort of different opening each time.
We started with Daily Dose.
Daily Dose, and that was just kind of random day in the life sorts of advice and interesting little news.
And then
bits.
What other things did we grow into?
We did Ronnie and Bo-Pole, and that's just kind of some trivia about me or you or something else.
And then we added the Ronnie and Bo segment called Who Said It?
Who Said It?
Bum, bum,
yes, and those are good quotes. We did Bo Knows, because things that most people have no clue about.
Well, that's why they say Bo knows. Absolutely.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
That's true.
But we have
a new one today.
We have a new one today.
A new installment, a new bit. What is it?
It's called Buzzword. All right. And so in this installment of Buzzword, we are going to throw out a good vocab word, a good trivia word, some word that we probably have not used before today.
Okay.
And that we're going to give you the definition.
Okay.
And then during the course of this episode, one of us is going to try to use that word naturally in the context of our conversation.
Okay.
Is that a deal?
That sounds good. Good explaining. So today's buzzword is Ailurophile. Ailurophile is today's Ronnie and Bo buzzword. Ailurophile. What is an ailurophile?
You've got to be able to say it first. This is a hard one. Ailurophile is a cat lover.
Can't they just say cat lover?
They can. It's actually easier to say.
It would be easier to say feline freaker. Freak out. Huh?
That's right.
Somebody? Huh?
Ailurophile.
Ailurophile
is a cat lover. Are you an ailurophile?
Are we working it in right now?
No.
Are we done? We don't have to work it in anymore if I answer this question?
No, no. I just want to know if
I am absolutely not. I'm an anti-ailurophile.
Okay.
Could you look up the thesaurus or whatever? I don't even know what you call them.
Yeah.
Could you look up what the dog lover is? Huh? What's Latin for dog lover?
I will. Caninophile?
Cailurnophile. Never mind. No, I didn't mean to put you on the spot. But if cat lover is ailurophile, what is dog lover? We don't need to know.
No, I'd probably probably not.
And it has nothing. It's probably dog lover.
Except
because we're not fancy like
except
these
found
cat
it.
snobs.
I did find it.
What is the name for dog lover?
It is
No way.
Cynophilist or
You're talking about the elephant on Sesame Street. I know you. Cynophilus. What?
Or they say the love for a dog is called canophilia.
Let's get off of this buzzword, okay? I'm getting scared.
All right, we'll challenge you to work that in.
So, Ron, we're going to talk about superpowers.
Yeah, I can't wait to talk about superpowers.
But before we get into superpowers, I want to hear about your Heights camp.
Well, yeah.
I think I went last year. We missed it this year.
Yeah. So we went up to Williams, Arizona at this camp, Lost Canyon. And it's just a beautiful spot. And about 500 people from the church, all sorts. There was an 84-year-old woman all the way down to little kids and everything in between. And
it is really magical. It is really a blessing to do that every
It
day.
is. It's something amazing. You wake up in a really uncomfortable bunk bed.
Not that part.
You have to go potty around several other people that you've never met before. It's a lovely experience.
You get to brush your teeth in the morning while a couple of guys are in the stall. You know?
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go outside and get some coffee real fast.
When you mix a bunch of grown dads and their,
young kids.
Yeah, it does not smell good in the room after.
Or sound good.
But no, it doesn't. The outdoors are just what makes it so special, and being around the other people. And so I'll tell you this, I never work out. Never. I don't.
When I first met you many years ago.
Yeah.
I didn't come right out and say, man, you're a good-looking guy, and you are. You're a good-looking guy, and you've got an incredible stature. I didn't come out and say that, but you know that.
Yeah.
And I said something like that many years ago. I said, you've got to exercise. You've got to do triathlons, or you're a swimmer, or you're a weightlifter.
Yeah.
What are you? And you said absolutely nothing.
Yeah, that's
is that true?
That is the truth. I mean, we've both got school-age kids, so we're playing with them. It's not like I just sit around on a lazy boy all day.
Right.
And I did like the swimming in the past. But I'll tell you this. On Saturday at camp, I did more physical activity in about a 4-hour span.
Come on, Ron.
Than I have done in the whole last year.
You're embarrassing Heights Church. You're a representative of Heights Church. Come on, man.
I oh, my goodness.
What'd you do?
So first we got in a dodgeball tournament.
That sounds like fun.
Okay, so that is fun. And I actually got to play dodgeball with the Yavapai County Supervisor, Jack Smith.
Okay.
And he's such a great guy. And
he's a good guy.
And he and his boys, and I dove in on their team.
Okay.
And I had not played. Now, the problem with exercise is they make you do stuff that you wouldn't normally do. You know, the movements that when you're walking, when you're sitting down at your desk.
When you're clean jerking
a
couple hundred pounds, you don't do that in your normal day.
Right. And so turns out dodgeball is the same sort of principle.
So you don't, in your work day or on your way to work or on your way to lunch, you don't walk and then take your right leg and throw it way up.
Right, exactly.
And then walk a couple steps and then kick your leg way up. Right. And then at the end of dodgeball, you say, my hip's about to break. What am I doing? My leg's going to fall off.
Right, exactly. Dodgeball doesn't prep you for real life.
Okay.
Unless your job involves dodging bullets or something on a regular basis. So, just getting in that crouch position.
Oh, I was thinking kickball when I said that.
No,
you're talking about dodgeball.
So, in
a circle?
Remember that? Remember the movie with Ben Stiller? You can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. And that's what it was like. And so they had the balls lined up at center court, and they blow a whistle, you run out, you grab the ball, and you just try to bean the other people on the other team. And the balls that they were using, they didn't want people to get hurt.
Okay.
So they were extremely feather light.
Really?
And I don't know when the last time you've thrown something that doesn't weigh anything. and that it throws your arm out, and then you're jumping and dodging, and so we did okay, but let's just say that we didn't advance to the final round.
No.
Well, we did it while I was I was killing time before a volleyball tournament that I was about to take part in. Mm-hmm. And that was a bad move because not exercising and then doing 3 games in a row of dodgeball, I was winded and then I was completely debilitated before we even hit the volleyball court.
And what you said at the beginning, when you play dodgeball, you're not doing those movements in your normal day.
Right.
You could break that down between dodgeball and volleyball.
Right.
You're not doing the same movements in volleyball.
I don't bump, set, or spike.
That doesn't hurt, or vice versa.
Exactly. I don't do the bump gesture, with my children or at work. I'm never spiking something.
And nowhere in dodgeball, if you got teamed up on and got pummeled, nowhere in dodgeball would your what is this called here? Would your wrists sting or hurt?
Yeah, exactly.
Nowhere in dodgeball would your wrist or sting or hurt.
Right.
And when you do volleyball, you're putting your thumbs together and you do it. And at the end of the game, it's like, why does that my wrists hurt?
No.
It stings.
Exactly. My wife actually burst a blood vessel on a knuckle. And so it was just this. So anyway, the worst part of it was we actually did well in volleyball, and because it was a tournament, when you win, you just keep going. And so at the end of every game, our team would look at each other and go, why did we win? We should have lost because we were all exhausted. We're diving around the court and we're jumping and that windmill movement for an overhand serve, and I could not even. We ended up playing like 9 or 11 games. And we made it to the finals where we lost in the finals.
Well, you were worn out.
But
somebody else was pacing themselves on the team.
Exactly. I couldn't even climb up onto the top bunk of the bunk bed to collapse because I was
now your biceps are sore and the lats. What are the? I don't even know the parts.
Yeah, exactly. All of it was sore. I was sore in places that I didn't even know I had places.
Yes.
It was a very painful experience. So if I had a superpower, it would be maybe quick healing.
Oh, that would be a good one.
Or you just never get sore. I don't even care if I just hate that feeling.
Huh.
So.
Superpowers are interesting because I guess 9 out of 10 times, or they were designed to be positive or good, right?
Right.
And would you consider an arch enemy them having superpowers in a negative way, or is it not considered? Is it not called a superpower if it's not for good?
No, I think it can go both ways.
So you can have a negative. I mean, you can have a superpower that does destruction and is no good, but it's still superpower. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah. So you can have positive superpowers or negative superpowers, or
right. So I'm going to give you a quick list of the big ones.
Okay.
And then tell me yes or no. Like this would not interested,
or
sounds good. So would you like to fly? Would you like the ability to fly?
I think so.
Okay. What about run like the Flash, like super fast?
No need.
Okay.
No need. I don't. I mean, I'm impatient, but I don't need to get there that fast.
Okay.
I'll get there in a car or I'll jog.
All right.
I want a little suspense. Go ahead.
Is invisibility something that you would?
That would be fun, wouldn't it be fun?
You could mess with people with that.
Yeah, and you could move furniture around or move their hat or take their something off and whatever, move their drink.
Right. So give me your take on telepathy. Do you want to know what other people are really thinking?
Wow, that would be an interesting superpower. I think so. But that's perfect. Pandora's box. Be careful what you wish for.
Yeah,
right?
You'd want to be able to shut that one.
I mean,
off.
It's like you say, "Hey, would you like to be fast?"
Yeah.
Yeah. What's that going to hurt? I mean, I can be fast or not fast, right?
Yeah.
Do you want to fly? Yeah, that would be cool. What would that hurt? I can fly or I not fly.
Right.
Do you want to know? Well, if you say I want to know, then there's no turning that back.
No, that's
true.
know
when you get your feelings hurt, or they're thinking that, or whatever.
Right.
So that might be a tough one.
I like that. Yeah,
but I'm thinking of superpowers like just not the ones in the movies. I'm just thinking like wouldn't you like to have a superpower to be able to open up a tight jar? No, I would be satisfied with that superpower.
So in this scenario, pickles are your arch enemy,
yes.
or the jelly or honey jar that's stuck shut.
I mean, look, if I had a superpower of opening jars, I could go, boop, and be done. But now what I do is I go over to the utensil drawer and I pull out the knife and I use the backhand of the knife and I go tap, 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 tap. And then I got to put that back and then I got to go over to the dish towel thing, put that over there and then you got to go get your kid.
Right.
In the other room. If you had that superpower, you could go, oh, here's a tight pickle jar. Boop.
Right.
And then you wouldn't have to include everybody and take all that time.
I like that one.
You know?
That's a good one.
And where's that rubber thing that you always need when you need it? You know, that little thing that, are you familiar with the jar opener thing?
Yeah,
and that's always in the back of a utensil drawer somewhere.
Sometimes we'll grab the cable for our toaster, the plug, unplug it and just wrap that around and try to uncinch. Oh man. Yeah, but you wouldn't have to embarrass yourself because there's nothing more demeaning to your manhood than not being able to
open a pickle jar.
Exactly.
So what other ones? How about shopping? Could we? No, I mean, just is there a superpower? Let's get real when we talk superpowers.
Okay.
I mean, I don't need to lift a freight train over my head.
No, that's true.
Let's think of a power where it could save us a little time at Costco.
If you knew where every sale was at any given moment.
That would be a good one.
That's a good superpower.
I thought you were going to say if you knew where everything was in the aisles.
In the actual
Instead
store.
of going up and down the aisles, just go, okay, you pull up to the store, you put it in park, or you fly down, whichever one you're doing.
Yep.
And then you're about to enter the store.
Yes.
And flash. I need to go to aisle 7. I need to go to aisle 10. I need to go to the first half of aisle 3. Bam, you're done. That's a superpower.
You're in and out.
Yeah.
Wow, this is
we've
really hit it.
Practical superpowers.
Practical superpowers. And then the villain in this in this comic universe would have the ability to instantly change the price tags on things or something. You know,
you have to fight that.
And so somebody could get away with, getting an amazing deal on
superpower
on a new fridge, while somebody else has just paid $1,400 for a loaf of bread.
That's right.
Yeah, and it would just mess with everybody.
I don't know.
I like that.
I'm sure there are countless ways to incorporate superpowers.
Yeah, into your
daily life.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite superhero? I know you're not really big into that.
I'm not big on them, but the standard. I'm the standard. Superman.
Yes. Okay. The question: Batman technically does not have any superhuman ability. Do you think he's a superhero?
Well, I'm glad you said that because I wouldn't put him in. I mean, especially the way they're making superhero movies now.
Right.
I mean, I don't know if when we were in the 60s and 70s watching the Batman show, was it maybe it was.
Yeah.
Was it framed as a superhero?
I don't
think
know,
it was an ordinary guy that.
Do you remember Adam West in the tights?
Yes. Yeah.
The physique going on underneath the tights wasn't the best.
That's right.
It had a little bit of the lack of abdominal muscle, just a little bit of a pot belly with Adam West.
Yeah, it wasn't the Marvel series, was it?
No, yeah. And the boy wonder, he wasn't anything, to boast about.
Okay, you are, I think, if you don't mind me saying this, you are two things.
Okay.
You are a huge fan of superheroes.
Yeah.
And you come across a little bit like a Ilurophile to me. So let's discuss the let's discuss the Superman movie series.
Okay.
Huh?
Okay.
You remember what was his name?
Clark Kent?
No, the
Superman.
Actor. The actor.
Christopher Reeve.
Yeah. Was he an?
And now Henry Cavill is the new one. Brandon Routh was the one in the middle.
I don't have any good questions, but give me your take on the Superman movie series. Just the
well,
Superman
I can
stuff.
tell you that Superman was an allurophile because he was often summoned to go rescue cats that were stuck up in trees.
Oh, so that would make him an Ilurophile.
Correct. And where his arch enemy Lex Luthor.
No. You are an expert. You're an expert. It's not Lex Luthor. It's Lex Luthor.
Luthor. Hey, Mr. Luthor.
Yeah. Oh, maybe that was the other guy.
Ned Beatty.
Ned Beatty. Okay.
Yeah. And he was not an Ilurophile because he was the one that put the cats up in the trees.
Oh, okay. So that would be the arch enemy.
And you can see how riveting these comic book series were when the villains were hiding cats in trees, and then the superhero would come rescue them.
Do you have an opinion? We haven't talked about this at all, so I don't want to put you on the spot. Do you have an opinion of, or maybe is it just movies in general?
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at today's Superman movie, and I don't know if there is one because they put them all together now.
Right.
But if you look at today's Superman movie,
yes.
Do you have an opinion on the ones from the mid-'80s? Or is that hard to say because that was the movie industry back then? I mean, movies have gotten better.
I think it's a little hard to say, but I think it was 1977 or 8 that the first Superman came out with Christopher Reeve.
Okay.
And Marlon Brando was in. I mean, that was a big deal.
Was Marlon Brando his dad?
Yep.
Yep.
And that, I guarantee you, that movie still holds up.
Okay.
Today. But there's other ones along that. Then they really got lame, like Superman 5 or 7, or it's like the Rocky movies. They just made so many that the sequels got pretty bad. There was one that had Richard Pryor in it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
You know, they got a little bit goofy.
Hollywood or whatever.
Right.
Hey, by the way, I don't think I can elaborate, and I don't mean to tease you, but
right.
I was just reminded my dad was acquaintances, possibly friends, with a guy who was an amateur boxer.
Whoa.
And he was a fan of the radio station when they were listening to him and stuff.
Yeah.
And they would actually do some crazy things,
Yeah.
just palling around and stuff.
Yeah.
Including driving up a closed freeway in San Diego, these kind of crazy things.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we ran into him at a restaurant in Los Angeles in the 80s.
Oh,
just
man.
ran into him. And they were talking about old times. And I said, and I knew who it was. And I
Right.
said, how did you know him? And he said, oh, he's a fan of the radio station. And we knew friends. And it was, and this is really hard. I'm telling you that story, and I'm not going to give you a good point. But you know the bad guys in black?
Yeah.
He was the tall one with the big nose.
Whoa.
That was that guy.
That's
in
amazing.
real life, he was friends with that guy in real life.
That's cool.
And he started out as an amateur boxer. And if you go back to those Superman movies, and
Yeah.
you remember there was the guy with sort of the beard.
Yeah.
With the
Yeah.
And then the woman.
Right.
Was the bad person.
And then the real
big
tall.
guy.
Yeah.
If you
I
go
know.
back and look at
Really,
that, you'll see his nose. His nose was as big as his face,
Yeah,
and it was just
yeah.
broken up 100 times. Anyways, there's my
That is
Superman
a
story.
That's a good character. I have to go look up that actor because that I remember that
You know, we've got Ronnie and Bo T-shirts and
Yeah.
Ronnie and Bo hats
on our Facebook shop.
Hey, maybe you could buy one, wear one, and maybe someone would mistake you for a superhero because you would look so nice, and then you could make up your own power.
If I had a superpower to convince people to purchase our merchandise,
that'll never work. Trust me. Trust me.
That's like kryptonite right now.
Yes, it is.
We have no ability. And again, just thanks for listening and leaving a rating and review wherever it is that you listen. We're thankful for those reviews. We know it is kind of a pain, but those reviews and ratings do help other people find the podcast that aren't currently listening to it.
And please take some time and like and follow on Facebook. Get to us on Twitter. Get to us on Instagram. We love to keep in touch with you. And you could almost say that realtors are somewhat of superheroes.
Oh, they're my superheroes.
No, seriously.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, there's a lot of stress and they hold your hand
Right.
and they help you. And,
Yep.
and Lorinda is great at that.
She
and
is the Wonder Woman
of Prescott Realty.
Right.
Yeah. And what does that make John Rocha?
Well-
Never mind. Never mind.
But
Give him a call at 928-499-8700. What were you going to say about Lorinda?
Well, Lorinda is super gracious, and if you're just looking for that residential home buying experience, contact Lorinda. She'll help you buy or sell in an actual home. John Rocha, new homes.
Yeah, if you're a first-time home buyer.
And Kylie Elliott's for you, but there's so many of these brand new homes, new home builders sprouting up all over the place, and so this team, they've got everything that you need. So give them a call or check them out at PrescottRealty.com.
They know the communities, so they can steer you in the right direction. They'll
is
work
true.
with you, and you'll be very thrilled with Prescott Realty. 928-499-8700.
Yes.
All
Yes.
right, you're my Superman, Ron.
Well, and you're my Allura-phile, Bo.
What?
Thanks for listening to The Ronnie and Bo Show, available on your favorite podcast provider. Please connect with The Ronnie and Bo Show on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and RonnieandBoShow.com. Send comments to RonnieandBoShow@gmail.com. This is your announcer speaking. I'm Shotgun Tom Kelly.